Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nez Porter. Today, we're going to be switching out a regular single pole switch for a dimmer. Just a basic dimmer LED, because it is a LED light that we are dimming. Single pole. This may have the options of three-way, but there's only two wires you need. So we're going to see if we can get set up and swap this bad boy out. I'm gonna try to give you as much detailed steps as I can while I set my little tripod up here. Hopefully I give you guys enough view to see what I'm doing. First things first, I'm gonna open up this package here and take this out. See what we got here. So it has a bunch of wires. Don't be too confused with all the wires. You're probably just using the red and the black on this side. The ground is just a ground with the green. And this red wire is probably going to get capped off because that's like the switch leg if you're using it for a three-way operation. So in the event that you hook it up wrong, black is always going to be your line side, and red, either one of these are going to be your travelers. So we're gonna first take that cover off and see what we got behind it. How about that? And usually I always recommend people to shut the power off because they're not comfortable with, that's theoretically the correct way to do it. Shut the power off because you don't want to get electrocuted, you don't want to get shocked. In this situation, I'm going to do it live so you can see the process of doing it in the live manner rather than the shutting off manner. Now you always want to identify what you have. So you're gonna take this out. Just want to see what you have. And if you have a metal box, which this is not, you want to make sure that the wires don't touch the sides of the box because most metal boxes are grounded or should be grounded. And we're going to pull this off. This size screw is an 832 screw, I believe. The box screws are 832s and the plate screws are 632s. Am I saying that right? Or is this a 632 too? Take a look at it. You can tell by looking at it. 832 is just a slightly bigger than a 632. Once you get used to it, you'll be able to tell right away. So we pull this out. We expose the wires. So if you don't know, let me pull this all the way out further. So obviously the bare wire is the ground wire. The black wire, those are considered live wires, or if you know which one is, one could be the line, one could be the load. The neutral wire in the back is a neutral wire in this situation. So we're not going to touch the neutral wire because it doesn't call for us to touch the neutral wire at all. Now what I can do, knowing that the switch is off, I can put my testers, let me see if I can do this and show you. I can put my tester here on the ground and touch the top of this. Now if I get no line, there's no power, that means that's the load side. And if I get power here, see that? So that means that's the live side. So I know that the bottom side is the live side. Now, if I didn't know that, I would just stoop on caution. So I know that this top part is dead. I could touch the bottom side too. And you could touch this, but you can't be grounded while you're touching it. So if I touch this and I touch the copper wire, I'm going to make a complete circuit. So I don't want to do that. So here, I'm going to loosen up this screw. I'll take this off the terminal. And remember, all your terminal screws should go clockwise around the screw. Now you got to be careful. See, if I would have did this with the live wire and I touched this little metal jacket, I could short this out. So knowing that this one's dead, I can do it. But this metal framing, keep in mind, that's live. That's a ground there. So sometimes people make the mistake, they slide this off, they hit that and they spark it. So my next step is I'm going to remove my ground, because when I take off this live wire, I don't want the chance of hitting this metal jacket right here. If I hit that metal jacket, guess what? It's gonna spark. It's not gonna hurt nobody, but you're gonna probably trip the breaker. Then you gotta go down there and reset the breaker because you tripped the breaker for no reason. Take off this ground wire first here. Sometimes the ground wire could be the first wire to take off and make it easy for you. Always, like, everybody chooses a different way of doing it, so I'm not going to say which is the right way, which is the wrong way. Just do it in a safe way. How about that? Because other electricians I see, they do a different scenario, and it's not wrong, it's just how they operate. Now, this wire here is my live wire now. This is the live wire. It may not look like it is, but it is. I'm going to take this one off next. Now, the most important thing is to remember which wire is which. Always keep them separated. I'm using the flathead when I should be just using the Phillip. Use the Phillip on this one. I got a cheap screwdriver too, which doesn't really help. Alright. So, get this off here. Take your time. Alright. It's almost off. Here we go. So took off the switch. Regular single pole, single throw switch. Now, I know this is the one with the pigtail is my live. This one here is my. See how much space I got in here. When I push these wires back, I want to be able to push this. This thing has a little depth to it. It's a little deeper than the. It's a little deeper than the regular single pole. So keeping that in mind. I'm gonna open up this pack, and I'm just gonna put the wire net. I'm just putting the wire net on this red wire here. Since I'm not gonna be using it, I'm gonna bend it and just put a wire net on it. And just the reason why I'm bending it, so for future use, if you ever had to use it on a three-way, you don't have the wire chopped off and you can't use it. Now I'm just gonna put the wire net. Let's go like this. Gonna pinch this down a little bit. Just pinch it so it's kind of flat. Like that. I have my camera person today. She's doing another assignment, so I can't call her this. But here we go. Yeah, put the wire net on. Yeah, boom. Give it a little tug. Make sure it don't fall off. You shouldn't see any copper or any aluminum or whatever kind of wire you're using. You should only see insulation. If you see any piece of wire sticking out of there, then the cap is not on further enough, or the wire is too much. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to straighten out these hooks so they're all straight. So I'm going to take these little shepherd hooks, just straighten them out. And notice I'm using uninsulated pliers. So you should use insulated pliers. That one just broke off. Wow, see that? I just straightened out and that little nudge just broke off, which is, it's okay. That's why you're supposed to leave 6 to 8 inches of wire in the box, just for that reason. So we're going to do the same thing here, just straighten these wires out. And as long as they're straight, we could work with them. See that? Just take your time, straighten them out. Now this is, always know that this is, wherever your live wire is, know that that's your live wire. Right? Now just to verify this still live and I didn't shut the power off. I'm gonna put my testers back on there so you can see that it's still live. See that? Get that straight. Testers on it real quick. Yeah. Live. Okay, cool. Now. I'm gonna always do this one last. You do that one last. So I'm gonna put this one over here. I might have to trim some of that off a little bit just to match it up with that. I'm gonna trim this off a little bit. There's too much copper. Let's give it a. There you go. Now I can. You're supposed to twist these, but twisting copper and stranded never really goes well. So we'll try to give it a slight twist. So the twist is for the better connection. So let's see what we got here. Not too much of a twist, but the wiring is gonna keep it secure. Okay, that's on that. Do the ground wire next. This is your ground wire. Just gonna wrap this around.
You kicked me butt out. What you doing?
Changing out the switch. Let me see if it fits in. Hopefully it fits all the way inside there. If I had enough space, it should work. Got a little bit of sulfur here. Just a little bit, not a lot. Put this on here. And test it for operation first before we stick it in the box, just to make sure it does work. That's on. It dims, right? And it brightens. So it's doing this it's supposed to do. And that's off. Okay. So now, put these in the box. The box is a little, it's not as, like, see how this is thinner? You just gotta make sure you got enough space to push that all the way back. Which I think we do. If not, we'll have to improvise, right? Push the wires in as far as you can get them in there. And they go back pretty decent. Start with the ground wire first. Kind of push it back as tightly and safely we can get it in there. Like so. We're gonna push the positive wire all the way back in there. Tightly and safely as possible. We're gonna push the red and the black all the way back. And this one is gonna kind of fold it back and push back. And then we should be able to get this in there. I think we're good. As long as it comes flush like that, we can work with that, right? And is that upside down? Hold on. Which way do they call for it to be? That way or the other way? I think they call for it to be. Does it have any lettering on it? I wonder, sometimes you put these in there upside down, so let me see if there's any lettering. always make sure you put it in there. I see some people put switches in upside down all the time. And for some reason, it's because they don't. Did I even bring my flashlight today? No, they even brought it. Wow. I still have this thing. I got it. I got something right here. This acts as a flashlight too. I just want to see if there's any light wording on it that kind of tells me right side up. No, actually it doesn't. So it's either or. Actually, I think it's the other way around. There is lettering on this little thing here that tells me it should be the other way. It tells me, I think it should be the other way around. I think it's supposed to be this way, just like this. Because the handle, that little toggle switch, has a logo on it. If you read it the right way, it should be facing this way. That's the correct way right there. Yeah. It's always good to pay attention to details. I see, like, if it was like a three-way switch, a regular toggle three-way switch, it wouldn't matter because there's no on and off. But in a situation like this, you want to make sure you have it the right way. I'm going to push this. Make sure we... Right there. All right. Start that off. And then do the other one. I like to start one and start the other one, so it gives it even pull. So you're not forcing it on one side all the way. So now you got an even pull on both sides. So now you can alternate upper and lower to give it an even pull back to the box. You want to do me a favor? Open up that open that up. That's gonna be the final operation. Putting that plate on there. Okay. Looks like we're good right there. Looks like we're straight. Let's give that final snug. And thank you very much. Start off with the... Alrighty. Put this on here. Maybe tighten that up just a little bit more so it's snugger to the... About that. Looks good like that? You sure? Okay. Like you're happy. And then the key to these plates, you don't want to over tighten them. You just want to snug them so they don't move around. If you over tighten them, you concave them in and crack them and all that stuff. You just want to snug them. Just turn it. And once you get like a little snug, right about there. I had a guy I used to work with. He used to have the screws. He wanted them all facing in the same orientation. That was one of his pet peeves.
Really?
He didn't want one going sideways, one going. He wanted both the same way.
Wow.
But yeah. But that's how you change out a switch in the dimmer. Until next time, guys.